Hello and welcome back to the MLB DFS Slate Breakdown for Thursday, September 19th. We are back. We're going to be breaking it down. We got a little bit of a smaller slate today, but we still have a little edge, so let's attack it. And let's get after it. Please like, comment, and subscribe to all our videos. It helps us a ton. Just improve our reach. And as always, come join us at LineStar. There's a bunch of different ways to try us cheap. You can do the 7-day free trial through either the app stores, Android or iOS. Now, let's get into it real quick. We will start on the perfect lineups from yesterday. And on FanDuel, Ryan Papoy went nuts and made it where you had to have him. Outside of that, we had all one-offs for the perfect lineup, but then the winning lineup went to Aaron Nola, who had himself a game. Definitely shocked me, but congrats to him. And then we had a 4-man Met stack and a 3-man St. Louis stack with a one-off of Marcell Ozuna, who hit a home run for the first time in like 70 plate attempts or something. He's been a little off, but looks like he might be getting right. And then on to DraftKings, we had Bailey Ober, Ryan Papoy, and all one-offs there as well for your perfect lineup. So let's get into today's slate. It'll be a quick one because it is only 6 games here. Starts at 3:50 Pacific time, 6:50 East Coast. And our highest owned pitcher, Brandon Pfaadt. I don't think he's going to end up being the highest owned pitcher. I personally do not see why he is so high owned. He definitely has talent as a pitcher. He has a 3.83 FIP over his last 20 starts, but like his last 10, really 8 of the last 10 have not been good. Or 7 of the last 10. He has a 5.08 FIP over his last 5. His K rate's down to 21%. The StatCast data doesn't look good. 39% hard contact. Now he's in a really tough spot versus a Milwaukee team that's hitting pretty well and has hit him well in the past. They also just saw him last week and gave up 8 runs versus them. So I don't love the spot for Brandon Pfaadt. Highly doubt he is going to end up being the highest owned. But we will wait and see as things shake out. As a reminder, I'm doing this in the morning and a lot changes ownership wise towards the end of the day. So understand we are going through this and this may change big time as I expect this spot does. Javier Assad, 31% owned, 6.3K, 2.2X. He's so cheap that I understand why he's high owned. We have seen him be a very good pitcher for a season and a half or almost a full season because it went into half of this year, half of last year. He was very, very good. Fell off a little bit, but it seems like he's getting it back. 4.32 FIP over his last 5. The issue with him is he just doesn't have big-time upside. But on this slate, pitching's pretty bad. Big-time upside is going to be very, very hard to come about. And I think Assad is a decent option to go to. I really don't think we need to worry about pricing too much on this slate, as it's going to be fairly easy to fit whoever you want in, I believe. Next, we got Brayan Bello. He's one of my favorite pitchers on the slate. 3.22 FIP over his last 5, 4.11 over the last 20. We see big-time upside when he's on his game. Putting up 38 versus Toronto, 26 and having 7 Ks versus Miami, Pittsburgh 7 Ks. When he's on, he has that 30-point upside. We have him at a 2.0x. He's averaging more fantasy points when he's away. The Tampa Bay offense doesn't scare me all that much. So I think Brayan Bello is probably going a little under-owned and a interesting spot for me. I'm definitely going to have some of him. Yusei Kikuchi. This is by far the best spot of the night, I think, and he is going to end up probably being the highest owned pitcher, especially because there is some value out there. So you can get up to him. 3.6 FIP over his last 5, 4.1 over his last 20. Solid K rate, 28%. Angels striking out at 23% over the last 20 games. 26.7 over a longer term versus lefties. Super low WOBA, super low ISO. They haven't been good versus him in the past. I'm all on board the Kikuchi train. Next, we got Eric Fedde. I think he is another one of the pitchers that I like. My 3 favorite pitchers on this slate are probably Bello, Kikuchi, and Fedde. I don't mind Assad. I don't mind, I think, Severino or Lytle, but don't love them. Fedde, I mean, 4.12 FIP is one of the better FIPs on this slate. He has the only one with strikeout upside is Kikuchi. Brian Bello only has it sometimes. Fedde has shown the upside in the past, but not for a little while. His StatCast data is a little sketchy, but this Pittsburgh offense isn't really scaring anybody. And I think he is a serviceable, slightly above average MLB pitcher. And on this slate today, that's good enough. Luis Severino, I take it back. Severino is not one of my favorites. I forgot that it was the Phillies he was against. He's been decent lately. The Phillies just are hitting good. There is some weather concerns in this game, though, so watch out as we get a little closer to lock. And I'm not really going to have him in my player pool. Zach Lytle. This is one that I am a little interested in. We have seen upside out of him. It has been shaky. It's been all over the place. Been a lot of volatility, but the Red Sox have been slumping. They haven't been hitting righties very well. Lytle lately, 4.19 FIP over his last 5 starts. Only 18% K rate, but at least Red Sox have a 27% K rate, so there's a little more upside. He's going super low owned. I am absolutely willing to take a shot there. Tobias Myers, I just don't want to face that Arizona team that has been hot for a little while. Luis Ortiz, I don't think he's good enough at that price. Not really wanting to go there. Patrick Corbin, could we get a Cy Corbin day? Well, 4 of the last 5 games have been Cy Corbin. I don't expect that to continue. And he's also averaging 51% less when he's away. And the Cubs have been hitting. Over the last 20 games versus lefties, 305 average, 327 WOBA. Only 89 ISO, but all in all, they've been getting on base and making things happen. I don't mind stacking versus him. Dahan Walker, not going there. Jose Suarez, I don't totally hate. My issue is that he only went 55 pitches last time out. And, I mean, maybe he gets to 70. I would doubt it. I would bet more so 60-ish. And I just can't get there in only 60. I just think you're so limited with upside at that point that I can't do it. So let's get over to DraftKings, see what we got ownership-wise here. On DK, our highest owned pitcher, Yusei Kikuchi. That is how I believe it should be. And then Brian Bello is next. It's exactly what I think. My third would probably be Fedde. After that, I would think Brandon Paft. And then probably Zach Lytle. Those would probably be my 5 favorite on FanDuel. So let's check out some stacks. Sure enough, I would bet the Cubs are sneaking in there. Our highest value play is Milwaukee versus Brandon Paft. I love that spot for Milwaukee and definitely would go for some of him. Angels versus Kikuchi, I don't love because Kikuchi's been very, very good lately. However, we know Kikuchi in the past has been able to give up a lot of hard contact. The Angels have guys that can absolutely hit the ball over the fence, so I don't totally hate that spot. Tampa Bay versus Bello. He's one of the better pitchers on the slate, but he's not that great of a pitcher, so I get if you want to stack against him. St. Louis versus Luis Ortiz. I'm absolutely in on stacking them. They've been hitting. They're in a decent spot. Why not? Our highest owned stacks, we got Houston versus Jose Suarez and the Cubs versus Patrick Corbin. Suarez, he's actually a pretty good pitcher, but he's not going to go deep into the game, and there's a poor bullpen behind him. Our highest projected, we got Houston and Arizona and the Cubs. I'm on board for all of them. Tobias Myers has been pitching decently, so I don't love the Arizona one, but they've just been too hot not to consider them. And then our highest ceiling stacks, we got Arizona and Milwaukee. We've talked about both. We like them both. And our highest implied run total, we got Houston Astros at 5, Cubs at 4.7, the Cardinals at 4.4, Arizona, Boston, Milwaukee, Mets, Tampa, all at 4.3. The bullpens you want to pick on? You want to pick on Arizona's bullpen and Boston's bullpen. Both are pretty interesting, as well as Pittsburgh's. Those are the 3 worst bullpens on the slate. That'll do it for us today, guys. Good luck. Make some money. And we'll be back tomorrow with a big slate for Friday. Peace.